Hey y'all, it's me, Colleen, Femme Noir Nomad. Um, Today was a pretty good day on the trail. Um, Probably one of the better days on the trail because I was hosted by a lady named Sony a couple of days ago. She hosted me for 2 days, and her and I hung out and socialized, and it was really wonderful. And then she walked with me for a couple of miles today through Ohio, and she got lost with me a couple of times, so she started understanding some of the things that I've been going through, at least as far as the navigation is concerned. And then I, went on about my day, kept walking, and I ended up at this bar that Sony told me about in Covington, Kentucky. It's a bourbon bar because I was telling her, I'm in Kentucky, so I want to have bourbon because that's what, Kentucky's pretty famous for, bourbon. So she happened to know somebody who worked there, and he said it was okay for me to, hang out on the patio in the shade until I was ready to continue walking for the day. So I got over here probably about 12:30, and I was just hanging out in a public park until they opened at 4. Then I went out there on the patio, and I'm thinking I would just be sitting out there, drinking water, and I knew I was going to order, one drink because, I'm not big balling over here. I'm on a shoestring budget, but I was going to, treat myself to at least one drink. But as luck would have it, I showed up the day they were doing a tasting at the bar. So there was samples of whiskey and bourbon, and there was one of the ladies shared her pizza with me, and there was cheese and crackers, and there were so many good people there, and the bartenders were, telling people what I'm doing, hiking across the country, and there was just so many people who were interested in my story and, everything that's been happening to me, since I started on the trail on April 5th. So, that ended up turning into, well, hey, do you need a place to crash? And I ended up, once again, I went from no place to stay to having choice. So I took the one that was closer because they, befriended me, and he offered me his backyard, and, I got my tent set up here, and it turns out that his wife was somebody who I socialized with earlier today in the bar, who Jacob really, really liked. Now, Jacob likes everybody, but everybody doesn't get belly. As soon as they met, Jacob offered her his belly. And people who know dogs, that means they really like you to put themselves in their most vulnerable position, And so that was just, a strange twist of fate. As soon as because her husband invited me, and he, let me in, and then she came outside. I was like, oh my God, I already met you, and Jacob loved you, and it just turned out to be, a really good day. These are some awesome people, and because some of y'all know I've been having a couple of bad times on the trail, but these last few days have been so amazing. And so far, Kentucky has been very nice to me. And Covington is it's a cute little town, with the historic buildings, and there's bars and restaurants and stuff. It's the type of neighborhood that I used to want to live in, before I got serious about, owning a farm. But, when I was younger, this is definitely the type of town that I want to be in, because I want to be able to walk to do all these things, and the neighborhood is very dog friendly. And they even invited Jacob into the bar, because I thought I was going to get my drink, go sit back on the patio, and that was going to be it, until it was time to keep walking. But they invited him in, and Jacob was so well behaved that, half the bar didn't even know he was there until they left, because we were sitting by the door, and they saw him just sitting on the floor. And y'all know how friendly Jacob is. He turned on the charm, and, kind of sort of became the bar mascot for a few hours, because, Jacob lined up like he was at a greeting line by the door eventually, once he started figuring out that everybody who was coming in was clearly a dog person, because they loved themselves some Jacob, and he loved having all the attention. So today turned out to be a pretty good day, and tomorrow we'll see what happens. I've decided to stop calling what the day is, because some days aren't great and some days are really awesome. But the sun is going down really quickly. Okay, well, that's all I got for y'all now. Talk to you later.